Hi, my name's Charles. I'm CEO and co-founder of DataDistillr, and in this short video, this is part 3 actually of our Getting Started series. In this short video, you're going to learn how to run a query in DataDistillr. In the last video, we saw how to create a project and then also to link data to that project. So and there'll be links in the description below as to those videos, and as well as the documentation. So if you're ready, let's get started. Assuming you've already done this and you've created a project and uploaded the files, you should have a screen that looks something like this. This will get pre-populated with a query that looks something like this. Now, by hitting run here, this will run the query, and you should see we now will get some results back from this. Let's do that. There we go. So now, this is kind of like your basic query, but DataDistillr also has some features if you're not so comfortable with SQL. So like let's actually go ahead and remove some of this stuff. Like let's get rid of this, get rid of that. Let's just actually keep the email, IP address, and user agent of this data set. So let's go ahead and create a new one there, and boom, there we go. Let's run this. And there we go. You can see we can get the data that way. Now, you can also do some pretty neat things as far as data enrichment goes. So, like, let's say we have an IP address. We can call this function called getCityName. Excuse me. And this query is in the tutorial or version of it, and we can run this. And what this is going to do is this is going to take the IP address, geolocate it, and now you'll know where these notional customers are. Now, I should say that this is just generated data, so these IP addresses are not real. So we're going to get a lot of unknown in that. So, but that's to be expected. In any event, this is how you can run a basic query. But let's actually look at something else here. One of the really neat things that you can do in DataDistillr is not only can you query individual files, but you can actually query collections of files. So if you notice, we created this directory over here called Excel that has these two files in it. If we click on the query button here, it will populate a query here, and what this is going to do is this is actually going to basically compress all those together. So instead of viewing those as individual files, we now have one big table that has all of those files. And to kind of prove this to you, let's just do a gender. What I'm going to do here is we're going to do an aggregate. Now, I happen to know that there are 1,000 records in each one of these files. So what we should see here is we should see that there are more than 1,000 records. And we do. We see that there are 2,000 records there. So by querying the directory, we can query all of those files at once instead of having to figure out how to combine them all. A very cool feature of DataDistillr. So thank you very much for this. And basically, the cool piece also, I should say, is that this functionality works the same whether you're working with a relational database, with a collection of files, or remote data from a SaaS platform. It really doesn't matter very much. And that's the whole point of DataDistillr, is that you can access all this data in the same way from the same place. Now, once you've gotten your data to a state where you're happy with it, you can, of course, save this data, and that will be saved locally. You can download it as a CSV, or you can schedule this to be run at a future date. So if you have something that's constantly updated, you can schedule those queries to be run, and then you'll have fresh data every period that you run the query. So so that's it for this installment. Thank you very much, and we'll we will, let's see, what are we going to do next? We are going to talk about visualizing and publishing your data in the next part of this. Stay tuned for part 4.